What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. This is going to be another travel video. We're going to do travel. We're going to talk about WOW Airlines, and I keep saying airlines. I don't know why. WOW Airline, or airlines, whatever. We're going to talk about WOW, or WOW Air, and then we're also going to talk about Airbnbs. I just got some information about them yesterday. They put something out on the Points Guy where they're now competing with Marriott properties, so Marriott hotels. As far as you'll see, I'll get more into it, and then we're going to talk about I post stuff on Reddit on occasion, and I posted something on Reddit as far as a video, and I got a response from someone. I just kind of want to go over that. It kind of goes with the stuff that I've been talking about when it comes to Colombia, so I wanted to just address it and kind of put it out there as far as how I feel about just travel, not necessarily Colombia, but just travel in general, or just doing new things that people aren't really comfortable with, and how they respond. And this is like a stranger, but this could be a friend. A lot of your friends are your worst critics, or enemies, or however you want to say it. They don't want to see you succeed or do well. That's unfortunate, but that's kind of the way things go sometimes. So we're going to discuss that as well. First off, let me check and make sure everything is looking okay, and then we will get started momentarily. Now, you guys jump in. Just let me know that you're here just by saying hello, and we will get started very soon. Let me just make sure I have everything going here. I don't know what's going on with my chat. It's still not working on OBS, and I don't know why that is. So, there it is. All right. What's going on, David? How you doing? Tay, what's going on, buddy? So that's what we'll talk about today. We'll talk a little bit about WOW and that whole thing. Like I said, I feel slightly responsible. I hope no one jumped out and got the ticket, because what was it, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was like, oh yeah, there's some real good deals going to Iceland, WOW Air, incredible deal, $239 or something like that, and then lo and behold, 3 weeks later they're going under. Not only are they going under, but it's bad. It's bad for people who bought tickets, basically. So we'll talk about that. Lionel, what's going on, buddy? And let me put the link in for the Facebook group. And guys, please keep reminding me too, because I always forget to promote this. But I have our this is a us thing. So we have a Facebook group that we're really promoting at this point, and trying to get people in there. And that's where we're going to talk about everything travel. So travel credit cards, travel in general, as well as anything. We're just going to put everything on the table. They were talking about luggage a couple of days ago, and everyone's putting in their favorite luggage, and just things like that. Just things to help us get out and travel more. Join the Facebook group. Just get in there. And I do apologize. Some people jumped in. They got in the Facebook group yesterday, and I'm still getting used to it. It was my mistake. And David, I think it was David that reminded me, hey, you might want to check to make sure there's to see if anyone jumped in the group. Well, I did check, but it's weird because I have a Travel Explore Click page, and then I added a group to that page, okay? And then I have my regular just Facebook page, and I've signed into both. So I was signed into my Facebook, not my Facebook page, my regular Facebook personal account, and then I was on Travel Explore Click group, but I wasn't getting any of that information, although it will allow me to pull up like the members, but it won't allow me to see people who have joined. So it was all messed up. It was my mistake. So I just needed to flip it over to the Travel Explore Click group and be under that profile, and I have admin possibility and everything, so that way I saw everyone that was in there and I was able to just accept them. I've added some people to the admin, so hopefully they can help me out too, because they can add people as well. So if you do see people come in, just go ahead and add them right away, if I'm doing the live stream right now and I'm not able to do that. But yeah, I want to make the Facebook group really big, so we have a lot of people in there and a lot of different skill sets and a lot of different experiences, so we can all kind of work together to make travel just more affordable, more enjoyable, all that good stuff. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a real success. I'm pretty sure it will. But I just want to have something other than just my live streams, because not everyone is able to catch my live streams. I do them at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know on the East Coast that's a little later for people. It's around 10 o'clock, so you're going to have people who have to go to work the next morning. And I do another live stream on Monday as well, so that's another thing. So I get it. So what I'll do is I'll post all my live streams on the Facebook group. As well as if there's stuff that we want to pick up after the fact, like let's say we were talking about something on the live stream and then we want to pick it up on Facebook group, we can pick it up on the Facebook group. And then especially like when it comes to like information too, there's a lot of information that goes through the chat, but once the video's done, it's kind of hard to go back and find different chat, like find the different links and all that stuff from the chat. So if we have it in the Facebook group, that will allow us just another avenue to pick up some of these links and stuff like that. So that is the plan. So let me pop this chat out. Let's see who else is here. Let's see, that guy, what's going on? Let's see, what are we writing here? I just posted in the chat for everyone to join. Thanks, David. I appreciate that. Yeah, I got to get used to that too. I can just send information over for people to join. Not only joining the chat, but joining the live stream as well. Okay, Lionel's already been making some great posts in the group. Yeah, you guys have been doing a real good job. Like, you guys have kind of just taken the forefront and gotten out there and put some stuff out. Lionel, I do need to talk to you, Lionel, just because I wasn't sure. I didn't look at the chat, but we'll talk later offline. I'll hit you up on Facebook. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. Now that you guys are in here, please hit the like button just so we can get more people in. We're going to try to hit 50 likes each stream. We're trying to hit 50 likes. Yesterday we did really well. It was about 30, 32, 33 likes, which is good, but I really want to try to hit that 50, just so we can get more and more people involved. So let's work on that. Let's see. I'm going to pull up my little window here, and we'll just start off talking about WoW. So I've never flown on WoW Air, and I've heard like some crazy stories. I shouldn't say crazy stories, but just interesting stories about WoW. And I know they done some promotion in the past. I can't remember what show I was watching. I was watching a show, and they had WoW was like, I guess they were sponsoring the show because I don't know, was it like The Apprentice or something? I don't know what it was, but they flew out to Iceland and they flew on WoW Air, and at that time I had never heard of WoW Air before. This might have been either last year or year before last. So that was kind of my first experience hearing anything about WoW airline. So this is the letter that they pretty much put out. Basically, if you go to their front page of the website, you have this big yellow bar here, and it says WoW Air has ceased operation. All WoW Air flights have been canceled. So my thing, what I was thinking about, like, what happened to the people? That'd be a nightmare. Like, you're using WoW Air, you fly out somewhere, and you're in another country, or just you're anywhere, and then the next day you look on the news and WoW Air has gone bankrupt, and they're not refunding money. So now you're stuck in another country and you don't have a flight back. That would be very, very irritating. So the thing that's really crazy about this whole thing, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's an airline, and they need to make profit up to not profit, but how can you sell a ticket knowing that your company's getting ready to go bankrupt? Like, I just don't get it. That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, they're taking all this money in still from people who were not now, but I'm just saying, just prior to them filing for bankruptcy, they're still taking money in, and then the next day they're done. And so now these people they're all out of their money. Now, if you purchased on credit card, the beauty of purchasing things on credit cards. You can do a chargeback, and hopefully you can get your money back. If you have some type of travel insurance, you might be able to recoup some money in that sense. But yeah, that's a pretty. I don't want to say sleazy. I don't know all the details, and I don't know how companies go bankrupt, and I don't know how all that works. So I shouldn't even really speak on that. But it's just for people. I'm just thinking, like, if that were me and I'm out in another country and the airline that I booked my airfare on went out of business while I was out there, I would be very, very upset. So let's look in the chat real quick and see what people are saying here. Let's see. Just messing with you. I forgot there was a stream today. Okay. How's everyone doing? We're all doing good, that guy. We're all doing good. Trayvon just accepted you to the group. Cool. Let's see. Tay, what's going on? Yeah, I've been flying in Europe for about 10 years. Okay, yeah, Tay. And I just wasn't familiar with them up until, like I said, like it was like 2 years ago. I was watching a show. I still never had any interest flying with them, only because I guess the destinations I wasn't really even interested in going anywhere that they were flying, or that I knew that they were flying. Like if I pull up anything, I'm not really picky when it comes to airlines. If I'm trying to travel outside of the country, I will get on United or wherever, and if it's a partner with United, then I'm okay with that. I really don't have like, I have to fly this airline or I won't fly this airline. I shouldn't say that. There are a couple of airlines that I won't fly, but for the most part, I'm pretty flexible, especially when I'm traveling outside of the country. I'm not very picky when it comes to airline. Let's see. Lionel, doing good, that guy. Okay. Jeremy, what's going on, buddy? Let's see. I know some of the other airlines are offering discount fares. Yeah, and I heard about that, and they do mention that in their letter here. So let's look at the letter. So they did mention the fact that there are other airlines that are trying to kind of step up and help them out, giving them some discounted fares. But I'm just saying, like, the shock of waking up in the morning, you're in another country, you're on vacation, you're having a great time, and you look at the news and WOW Airline went bankrupt, and you have a return flight from WOW Airline. That's when the panic sets in, and it's like, oh, I got to get home, I got to figure this out, and yeah, that's all I'm saying. And then not having your money, like, not having your money right away, like having it refunded. So now you have to figure out, okay, I have to pay some extra money. God forbid you're somewhere far away where it's $1,000 ticket or $1,500 ticket that you've purchased on WOW Air, and now that money is tied up at the very least, because you do a chargeback, you're still gonna have to wait a little bit, as opposed to them, refunding or trying to help. I don't know. Like I've only been traveling for about 2.5 years now, so like on a regular basis, and really been interested in the whole how travel works and all that. Prior to that, it was just get on Travelocity, book my flight and everything all together, one package, and then go. That was kind of the way that I traveled in the past. But now I'm more into the points and into doing everything separate. So a hotel here, not doing those whole package deals. So now now I'm really looking into it. So I wasn't really looking into airline when they went under and stuff in the past. Okay, so it says WOW Air has ceased operation. All WOW Air flights have been canceled. Okay, so we all know about that. Let's see. How will you reach your destination? Passengers are advised to check available flights with other airlines. So it just sounds so harsh. Like, passengers are advised to check available flights with other airlines. Okay. Yeah, that's probably what we're going to have to do, because we can't fly with you guys anymore. Some airlines may offer flights at reduced rates, so call rescue fares in light of the circumstances. Information on those airlines will be published when it becomes available. So this is that the rescue fares. So that's, I guess, discounted rates to allow you to get home So that's good. Let's see. And then another thing too, like let's say you're in a situation. What's going on, Rican? You're in a situation where you set up this big trip and you pay for your airfare, your hotel, and all that good stuff. Or maybe you even got one of those package deals with Wow Air being the airline, and then all of a sudden they're done, and you're set to leave in a couple of weeks, and you've already taken off time from work, and everyone's taken off their time. It's like a family trip, and wow, just a huge disaster for some people. And I don't know how they're going to remedy it. Like, they can't. I mean, WoW can't. So someone else is going to have to step up. And I think it is smart for some of these airlines to kind of step up and say, hey, you know what, we'll give you a discounted fare. And then maybe they can win over some people's business. Because I would be loyal to an airline that came in when I really needed them, stepped up and gave me some type of a discount and allowed me to continue on with my trip. So let's see, let me skim through some of the stuff. So that's pretty much that's the gist of it. The main thing that really shocked me was the whole they're not refunding anything. That's the main thing that shocked me, because I would think, and someone mentioned, actually in this chat, someone mentioned the fact that when we were talking about it before, about these unbeatable fares that they had from New York to Iceland, someone in the chat mentioned, hey, be careful, you know, they're having some financial hardship right now. So I don't know how you work that, because you're an airline, you have to take the fare. You have to be able to fly places, so you have to have people you know, paying for fares in order for you to stay afloat. But it just seems like there should be some type of insurance or something that, I don't know, that steps in. Like, you have some type of insurance that will at least protect the customers after they made their purchase, you know, they purchase their ticket, because you're not following through with your end of the bargain, basically. So I don't know. And I guess they weren't able to be bought out by another airline, obviously. Maybe they were that bad off. But so yeah, that's pretty bad. I was pretty shocked, and I felt a little guilty, because I was pushing WoW Air, which I've never even flown on WoW Air, but pushing that out to you guys, like, hey, this is a great deal, you guys should check it out. Yeah, so pretty sad there, pretty sad. Let's see, anything else in the chat here, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about this this Reddit post that I got. Okay. Let me go up a little higher here. Okay, a couple of airlines have been shutting down recently. 2 Germans, 1 last year. Okay, yeah, I wasn't even aware that the 2 other ones that you were talking about, that guy with wild tickets. Hey JJ, what's going on? Courtyard Mirror flash out tonight. So David's staying at Courtyard Marriott. You stay out a lot. You must travel a lot for work, David. Because I think last week you were out somewhere else. Or you're just like staying in hotels on the weekends or something. Yeah, I can't wait to have a great breakfast in the morning. So Flagstaff, Arizona. Let's see. Jeremy, hey guys. A long time no chat. Yeah. Okay, Lionel, oh boy. The Harrisburg tomorrow. Okay, I'm just gonna skim through some of these things. Now, if you guys have specific questions or anything like that, just put at TEC or just TEC, and then I will make sure I answer those questions. So I know you guys want to chat with each other, and I'm totally cool with that. But I don't want to take too much time going through all the different comments here. Let's see. You can call the bank and dispute the charges, get a refund the next day with Bank of America. So that's Derek saying that. So that's good. Yeah, chargebacks with credit cards, or go through your bank to see if they can help you out in this situation. Okay. Wow, it's full of surprises. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, it left people saying, wow, really? Wow. Okay, Jeremy. Yeah, I heard the people on Flyer Talk say that Amex gave their money back immediately. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, so it looks like Jeremy was just saying that American Express is refunding their money immediately. So that's good. That's good to hear too. I mean, it's good to hear that the credit card companies will just like step up, and it's good publicity for them. Let's face it, they're giving people money back immediately. That gets around, and that makes you want to use their card more because you know if something like this happens in the future, and it will, you're gonna have other airlines that are gonna go under. Just to know that, oh, if I use my American Express card, then I can get that refund immediately if something goes wrong. Okay, so now the next thing I want to talk about, and this is going to be more of a rant, so be prepared. Let's see, I can pull up, I think I have it on my desktop here. Let's see. This is a good time for you guys to hit the like button, please, so we can try to get 50 likes in this video. So please do that. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We're going to be here every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday doing live streams at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on, let's see, during the week, I put out videos, and sometimes during the weekend too. Like I just put out a video today, and it's my Airbnb. So my Airbnb in Medellin, Colombia. So it was in the Laureles area. So check that out. I will post a link at the end of this chat just so you guys can check it out at the end of the video. But yeah, I want to go over this. So, and I blocked out the person's ID so you can't see who it is. Their like profile name and all that good stuff. But this just brings me to a rant that I'm going to put out there. I want to know your feedback. So please let me know how you feel about it. And this is not specific to Colombia, okay? This is just about, you can look at travel in general, or just the way people are, okay? So I posted the video, the Airbnb video today, and I put this in the pointless traveler, that's me, so that's not the person. But I put this in on Reddit. Sometimes I'll post on Reddit, like if it's relevant, if it's like a Colombia Reddit, then I'll put it in Colombia Reddit, that kind of stuff. So I think that's where I put this one. Maybe I didn't put it in Colombia Reddit, I put it somewhere else. But I get this response, okay? So this guy says, sure the catch, or he says, sure, the catch, you're in Medellin, Colombia, spelled Colombia wrong. So obviously I know he doesn't know anything about Colombia. I know he's probably never been there. But the moment you step off the plane, you're being sized up for potential kidnapping. Okay, and so I just responded, "How was your trip to Colombia?" Like basically saying, "When was the last time you've been there? Do you have any inside knowledge of Colombia to make that statement, or are you just saying that because you're on Reddit and you're relatively anonymous, so you can just write whatever you want?" But this brings me to kind of an issue that I have with people. And I'm not talking about just people like this on Reddit. I'm talking about friends, family members. You tell people that you're interested in doing a certain thing, whether it be traveling, whatever. Let's say you want to travel alone, travel solo. You're going to have people that are just going to come out there and criticize what you're doing. And a lot of the criticism that I get, it's from my friends. It's not from people that I don't know or people that I know, like people that I work with and that kind of stuff. A lot of the criticism comes from my friends. And there are a lot of people out there a lot of my friends out there that are jealous because I'm going to these different places. And they feel in whatever kind of way, they feel like they're not able to do that. Maybe they have family and they think they can't travel because they have family. Or they don't have the money to travel, which I tell them all the time, you don't need money. You don't need a lot of money to travel. If you do it right, you get travel credit cards, you can do a lot of this traveling, so you don't need money. And I have people at work too. It's funny because I have people at work, and they're not. Some of them are very genuine in what they're saying, but every time I see them, it's like, oh, where are you going next? Where are you going next? Some people are saying it like that, like they're interested. Some people are saying it just like you're always gone, kind of like, do you ever work kind of thing. which whatever, get your work done and you can go play, right? That's the way that I feel. Like I'll get my work done and then I'll travel when I travel. But yeah, you do have people that will question you about that. Like, well, why are you traveling all the time? How do you have all this money to travel and all that stuff, right? So it just bothers me every time I see stuff like that because it's ignorance. One, like this post here, pure ignorance, right? Just like I said, first off, spelling Columbia with a U, that is like that is very ignorant because you don't even know the difference between you don't even know how to spell the country, right? So you've never been there before, and now you're criticizing the fact that someone else is going there, or I'm showing something about an Airbnb there, and you put the whole kidnapping thing in there. You have nothing to back that up with, and people get kidnapped all over the world, like everywhere, right? I mean, I remember, I don't even know if they still do it. I haven't bought milk in a while. I usually get like the vanilla, whatever, the soy milk. I usually get the soy milk, and it's not on the soy milk. But you remember back in the day, you used to have on the back of the milk carton the pictures of missing children and all that. People who have been abducted and all that kind of stuff in the U.S., right? So people get abducted everywhere, all over the country, like all over the world. And so just to have people in there making crazy comments, it's insane to me that's the way people are. But I didn't want to talk mainly about this. I wanted to talk more about like my friends and family. I had an incident. Good friend of mine. I was just in Colombia, 3-4 weeks ago, having a good time hanging out, and one of my other friends texts the group. It was a group text saying, "Hey, let's play cards." Excuse me. Let's play cards on Thursday. And I text back, "Hey, I can't do it. I'm out in Colombia, having a good time, all this, all that." And so one of my friends texts back just off the wall, ignorant stuff about Colombia. Never been there. Never left the country. He's never left the country. But it just got into like something that it shouldn't have been. And as far as like the whole criticism and all this stuff about Colombia, and are you there by yourself and all, just going into all that stuff. And I was sitting there thinking, I'm out here, I'm having a good time, like I'm enjoying myself, and I'm on vacation, and I'm having to hear this through text, but I'm still having to hear this stuff coming from a friend, right? Someone who should be supporting me, someone who should be happy that I'm out having a good time in another country. And instead of being happy for me, he's criticizing the fact that I'm there and bad-mouthing the country, not knowing anything about the country. You know what I mean? And so that hit home with me when I saw this Reddit, because it's the same thing. This guy has no idea about Colombia. And I responded, what was it, 3 hours ago? I guess he posted it 3 hours ago. I responded right after. So I actually did a screenshot of this. So this is even longer. It's probably like 5 or 6 hours ago that this went out. You notice there's no response, and there hasn't been a response. And there won't be a response because he's ignorant, right? I mean, it just is plain and simple. So it just gets me. It just gets me. But I guess the whole moral of the story is, do what works for you. And just like I tell you guys when we started talking about travel credit cards and all that stuff, use the cards that work for you. Don't let people dictate what cards you should get, what cards you shouldn't get. I'll tell you my experience. I'll say, hey, you know what? I got this card, it works for me. I got that card, it works for me. I've gone to this destination, it worked for me. I talk about Colombia a lot. You guys all know that. I love going to Colombia, but that might not work for you. And you might not like Colombia. So just don't go. But please don't criticize others for not wanting to do what you think is right, or go where you want people. You know what I mean? Like, go to the places where you think that they should go. Because it's not about you. It's about them. Like, it's about me. It's about where I want to go. And it's about what I want to share. So if I share something and you don't agree with going and staying in an Airbnb, because that's what it came. The video was about an Airbnb in Colombia, and all I did was do a walkthrough of the Airbnb. That's it. I post that on Reddit, and then I get some ignorant comment, you know? So if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. Move on with your life. Do whatever you like. But don't criticize others for trying to reach out and do things that they want to do. Yeah, it really bothers me. It really bothers me when it's my friends that do it. And yeah, to this day, and this was a month ago, I haven't talked to my friend about this after that. Said my piece, through chat, but said my piece, and he responded. He started asking questions about different things, and tried to kind of like, fix it, like correct it, because he knew I was upset about, like, hey, I'm out here having a good time. I'm on vacation, and you're throwing all this stuff about where I am and why are you there, and this, and just ridiculous stuff. So he realized I was pissed. Like, I don't need this, and that's my whole thing. Like, I don't need that in my life. I don't need that negativity. Like, if you don't like it, fine, keep it to yourself. But at least if you're a friend, be happy for your friend for being on vacation, doing what they want to do. I would be that way. If I don't agree with where you're going, enjoy yourself, have fun. You like it, it makes you happy, so do it. So, all right, take a breath. So I just wanted to get that out there. I saw this today, and I'm like, oh man, this is ridiculous. And you get it. And with Colombia, you hear it a lot, and it's, well, I won't just say Colombia, but you do hear it a lot about different countries, and Colombia does happen to be one. And you have all these people that watch Narcos, and they get all, oh yeah, this and that, and they think they know how it is, but they've never been there. Like, really, go there first, and then experience it for yourself. And if you don't like it, you don't like it, or just don't go. But don't criticize. Like, I would never criticize a country if I've never been there. I would never do that. I would want to go there firsthand and see how it is before I start making, critiques about a country, or comments that, there's violence there and this and that. I'm like, yeah, there might be violence there, but there's violence everywhere. So you're not going to avoid violence. So I don't know. I'm gonna just stop while I'm gonna stop. But anyway, yeah. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Let's see what we're talking about in the chat. In here, and if you guys have similar experiences, please put it in the chat, and we'll talk about it, because I know it happens. It happens a lot, because you have a lot of people who, and some family members too. And I think family members, it's probably more just they're fearful. They don't want something to happen to you. And we do hear a lot of like stuff to it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm going too far, like too overboard, but it's like when you were a kid and you have all these, the boogeyman and the be good, because we scare kids, we do. And then when you become an adult, we scare adults into doing things that we want them to do. And so, like, you need to be good, or Santa's not going to bring you gifts, and just all these different traditions that we have where we try to scare, we try to scare people into doing what we want them to do. I'm not going to get on a whole political debate or anything like that, but a lot of politics is fear, right? Like, you say, well, this person's going to do this, and then this person's going to do that, and you don't want this person because they're going to do this, and so you're just saying what they're going to do. It's a fear game, and then we fear people into doing what we want them to do. And I think a lot of that has to do with, a lot of that has to do with like family members too. When you want to travel, especially if you want to do solo travel and things like that, and they're not really on board because they're fearful. They're afraid that you might get kidnapped, just like he's saying, get kidnapped, and all these crazy stories where you can get kidnapped. And you hear, like I said, we used to have the milk cartons, but now we have the news. We have the internet, and you see it all the time where people have been kidnapped. And there was just a boy that was taken by his parents and I don't know the whole like all the details, but in Corona in Southern California, and uh, and he was murdered. So I mean, this stuff it happens, but it doesn't just happen in other countries. It happens all over. So that really shouldn't be the argument or the reason why you should try to hold people back from doing what they want to do. So, and I mean, you should if you're a family member, you should definitely have concern. I'm all on board with that, but you should not discourage unless it's something where like they're definitely like there's certain situations where I'll be like, hey, yeah, you know what, you should really be careful and make sure you do the things the right way, and maybe try to help them do things the right way. And I'm not just talking about travel. I'm just talking about in general. Like if you know they're doing something that's really dangerous, okay, well then help them make the right decisions in the sense that, and I'm thinking more along the lines of they're doing something that's really risky. Okay, something that's harming them already, using drugs or just stuff like that, which is a whole different topic, but. If people want to do things to broaden their horizons and go different places and stuff like that, then for the most part, I think you should be on board with them and you should try to support them, especially if you're their friend or their family member. Try to support them, and if you're uncomfortable, like if you think they're going to be unsafe, then go with them. Like I don't know, help them out. Like I don't know. All right, HD Chillin', thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it very much. Let's see, no worries about the haters. Ignorant and others, please don't let them get you. Yeah, I'm not letting them get me, but it's one of those, I just like to put it out there when I see stuff like that, because those are some of the obstacles that, like for me now, I could care less. Like it bothers me if it's a friend or a family member, yes. But I could care less, and I've moved on past that. And there was a time where I wasn't comfortable going to traveling solo, traveling on my own. I wasn't comfortable doing it, and that was fear. Like I'm just thinking, well, dang, how do I travel like on my own? Like, what am I gonna do? Who am I gonna eat dinner with? Like, just thinking like weird stuff like that. I mean, I guess it's the things that you think about, like, how am I going to do this on my own? And once I did it, I loved it. And I wanted to continue. Like, and I still to this day love traveling solo because I like that flexibility. I like being able to know, okay, I can go do this, I can go do that. I have all my camera equipment. I can go take pictures. I can take pictures of the sunset and the sunrise every day if I want to do that. Whereas you travel with people, you kind of have to work your schedules out. You got to say, okay, well, we can do this, we can do that. Oh, I want to go here, I want to go there. So it's great to travel solo because of that. But there is a lot of fear where you're thinking, okay, well, what do I do if things go wrong, or like, how do I do this, or how do I do that? How do I speak a different language and all this stuff? So let me get this. I hate this thing. It's always post all this stuff on here. Let me clear this out. All right, so yeah, HD Chillin', I really appreciate that. Yes, and I'm not gonna let people get me down, but I just it's one of those deals where I just wanted to put it out there because I know people who travel a lot, we all struggle. Like we have people that will say just negative things and they don't even have any experience like to make a comment like they're making. And this is case in point one. And like I said, my friend is another one. And there's a group chat, right? He's the only one in the group chat that's saying something negative. Other friends are like, "Oh, you're in Colombia? Cool. Yeah. Well, I guess we won't be able to do the game or play cards." But he's the only one saying negative stuff. Never been to the country, right? Yeah. All right. So let's look at the chat here. Let's see. Let the sheep stay inside the fence. Yeah, Tay, you're right, brother. Yeah, I'm always looking poor people, think about rob them all the time. Okay. Yeah, I'm always looking poor on that guy. All right. Oh, this was the comments. I didn't see this. Okay. I love Delta 2. Only wish Delta had more flights from Chicago. All right. I'm a high Delta. All right, let me skip through some of these. Don't get trolled. Haters gonna hate. Yeah, you're right, Tim. What's going on, buddy? Let's see. I woke up this morning and decided I will not be getting the Apple credit card or any credit cards for a long time. What's going on, David? Why are you on the credit card moratorium here? Did you say so yesterday? I think you said yesterday that you were planning on getting it because of the promos and all that stuff that they might put out. Why did you change your mind, though? I'd love to know that. Reckless Weekend. I'm in Green Bay, Wisconsin now. Cool. Take a deep breath, homie. Yeah, what's going on, Melvin? Some people are closed-minded, yeah. And like I said, this Reddit thing is not what irritates me or what irritated me. What irritated me is just thinking about my friends. So this kind of triggered that. And then that's what irritated me. And then I just wanted to put it out there just to you guys to see, like, what has your experience been? And how do you combat against that? Like, especially if it's like a friend. What do you say to them? I think I did the right thing. I just said, hey, look, it's all good, you know. You live your life, I'm gonna live mine, but don't speak what you don't know, like, because that is ignorant. That's the definition of being ignorant, is that. Okay, Braveheart, what's going on? And let's see. Let's see, I'm just gonna move down real quick here. David, that's a good plan. Braveheart, you joined. Good, buddy. So if they don't accept you, I will accept you as soon as I get off the stream. Let's see, biggest haters are people closest to you. Yeah, I've been hearing that. The biggest haters are the people who are closest to you. Yeah, there was like I said, I'm in this travel group. This is Ace Live. He has a YouTube channel. So if you guys want to know more about the travel group, jump on his channel and see if you can't get in there. But they were talking about, we were talking actually about this topic probably a week ago, and Tay is in the group too, so he knows what we're talking about, or knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, they were talking about that, just like your friends and your family members. Sometimes they're the ones that are I don't want to say haters, but they're the biggest obstacles in your life when it comes to doing things that you want to do, and travel is one of those things where that, and then like even and I won't tell his story, but you know, you have people. Let's say you have a YouTube channel, and your friends don't even subscribe to your channel, or don't even like your videos, or they don't support you at all. It's like, come on, you know I have a YouTube channel. Why can't you support me? If anyone, you know, I have strangers supporting me, but you won't even take the time to check out my channel. And I have some coworkers that they don't support me. The only thing they do is make fun of the stuff that I put out. So, and I got over that a long time ago. Like, just putting yourself out there on YouTube is a big deal, like, for most people, because we're all uncomfortable about, most of us are uncomfortable about certain things, you know, and talking in front of the camera is hard. And the main reason that I started doing it is because I have a photography business, and I wanted to start doing videos for that, photography related videos, and just kind of selling myself, you know, like as far as to clients and things like that. So I wanted to be able to learn how to talk better in front of the camera, and so I can make videos, because everything, let's face it, everything is going to video now. Like YouTube is huge for a reason, and you have Netflix, and you have all these streaming services, and so in the future, that's the way it's going to be. This is great advertisement. It's free advertisement. But you need to know how to do it right. You need to make it look professional. So if I want to do a video, let's say, and put it on my website, I can put it on my website and it looks professional, and when people look at it, they'll be impressed. So that's initially why I started, okay, yeah, I want to start doing more of me sitting down and talking. Because if you look at my videos from way back, I wasn't on the video. Like, it was like my hands showing you how to do something photography related. But then I started getting on camera, and it was horrible at first, and then you start getting used to it and more used to it. And then with the live streams, that was one thing I was like, I can't do a live stream. Like, it's live. What if I mess up? Or what if this happens? What if that happens? And so, and then I started doing the live streams. And so now I'm just slowly progressing. But yeah, I have friends, coworkers, mainly, that this is the funniest thing. Hey, look it. Pull up my YouTube channel and show it, and just whatever. They just think it's the funniest thing. They're showing other people. But they're doing it in a fun, like, joking. Like, they're not doing it as like, hey, we're supporting you. They're doing it like, yeah, you get it. So, and those are people close to me. Now, people that I don't even know, they're looking at the videos and probably like, oh, it's a good video. But these guys are looking at the video and like, ah, look at that. Yeah. So those are your friends. All right, let's see. What's going on, Nika? Okay, the same stigma people telling you not to do includes cycling because of dangers. Yes, yeah, I've heard that too. As far as cycling, riding your bike and all that good stuff, which I need to get on my bike. Haven't ridden this weekend, or this weekend yet. Okay. Oh, wow, it's getting me down to the bottom again. Okay. All right, Rican. You got sidetracked here. Breathe. Let me breathe. All right, I'm going to breathe. Okay, TEC, the live streams right now. You should call up Amex and tell them you are an international celebrity and deserve Centurion. Yeah, right. I don't think that's going to work. Today, most of our fellow Americans are too scared to act in their own interests. Home of the brave. Yeah, I just think fear is a big thing. Like, and I guess if you can put enough, and I don't know. Like, are we in a place where, like, are people afraid? I don't know. I can't. I gotta gather my thoughts before I even say that. But yeah, it's like the whole thing about fear and traveling is a big thing. And I don't know. Like, that's fine. And if you don't want to travel, that's fine. But don't hold other people back from doing it. Don't try to tell people, oh, well, you shouldn't go there because look, and pull up some statistics that were probably 10 years old or whatever. Or like I said, like we were talking about yesterday, it's 1, 2, 3, or maybe like 4 cities in a country. I mean, you could just think, okay, well, I can think of 4 cities in the U.S. that are going through some problems right now with crime and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean that I wouldn't want to live in the U.S. or I wouldn't want to travel to the U.S. So I think the whole fear thing, it goes overboard. Like, it gets to the point where people just go crazy with this whole fear thing. Like, oh my God. And the fear of flying is another thing. I'm afraid to fly. Okay, well, if you're afraid to fly, I'm not. I'm fine with flying. I understand that you have plane crashes that happen every once in a while. They're getting a lot better with it now. So, it's very, very rare that happens. But it does still happen. But you got to think of how many planes go up every day. I mean, the odds of well, we won't even get into it, but you have a better chance of getting hit by a car, getting in a car accident. Let's see. I flew Wild Air to Iceland direct from SFO, a $300 round trip, and said that they wanted to go again once a day. So that's Nika saying that she flew on work. So how was that flight? Like, how was Wild Air? I know it's like a discounted airline, but was it like a Spirit airline, or was it a little bit better? I don't know if you've flown on Spirit. I haven't flown on Spirit, so maybe I shouldn't talk about Spirit. But from the things that I've heard about flying on Spirit, I do know, like, the baggage fees and all that stuff, that's real, because that happens. So even if I fly on, I mean, most airlines are pretty much the same. Like, if it's the A320 is pretty much laid out the same. But if I'm paying for baggage fees and paying for everything, in addition to paying for my ticket. I don't think I'd be a very happy customer. Yeah, I just wouldn't. And my buddy, he was paying ridiculous prices because he used to fly on Spirit, and we went to Colombia and we went to Aruba, and he flew Spirit, and he was just paying crazy money for his bags. And so it was like, and I told him, I said, you're not saving money. Like, what are you doing? You're buying the ticket. Okay, yeah, initially you buy a ticket, it's cheaper. But then when you pay all these baggage fees and everything else, you're paying more than what I paid to fly on JetBlue. It doesn't make sense. Okay, when I think solo trip, I'm worried about, let's see. Nika, when I think solo trip, I worry about who's going to take my pictures. um, you can put it on a timer. Or, well, yeah, you can do selfies. You can do all that stuff. Like, that's the end thing. Everybody does selfies anyway. So I wouldn't worry too much about who's going to take your pictures. But it is nice. It's like, and I was always, and this is another thing too, like I was always worried about traveling solo, because then you start telling people, hey, yeah, I'm going on a trip. And this is just me being me, but they say, oh yeah, I'm going on a trip, or you tell them you're going on a trip, and they're like, oh, who are you going with? Oh, I'm going by myself. It's just weird. I don't know. And for the longest, like, it's just weird. And then you get that response like, oh. It's like, it's weird. Now I'm used to it. Like, hey, I'll tell them, hey. And I don't always travel by myself, but if I am going on a trip, I'm going by myself. Hey. And then that opens up that conversation. We're like, wow, you travel by yourself? Yeah, it's fun. It's actually a lot of fun. You have time to do whatever you want to do. And you don't have to, schedule things around people and all that. You can just kind of do what you want. And you always have time to meet people. Like, one thing about traveling that I noticed, when I travel solo, I meet more people than when I travel with my friends, right? Because when I'm traveling with my friends, we're kind of a group. And we don't really reach out and talk to other people and things like that. But you travel solo, and one, people see that you're by yourself, and you're more approachable because of that. And like you do different activities. You might do an excursion, things like that, where you're now talking with other people. Whereas if you're in a group, you can do an excursion, but you have a group of people with you that you're with already. So you don't see a need to kind of reach out to different people. But when you're traveling solo, you do reach out to a lot more people. And I've met some people all over the world that I still know today because I traveled solo, and I was able to interact with them and stuff like that. It's just different. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but it feels different when I'm out traveling solo, because I am more looking. I don't want to say looking to talk to people, but it just happens a lot more frequently. Okay. Hey, Nika. Welcome. Okay, TC. What did you think about the $750 Lion credit card? I posted it in Facebook group. I didn't look. Was that the one? Oh, okay. It was $750 to make it, right? Or something like that. I briefly looked at it, but I didn't look at any of the information on it. Let us know some more of the information in the chat, and then I can pull it up in Facebook, and then we can talk about that in a little bit. Let's see. Nika, welcome. Nika, did you join the Facebook group? Let me post the link again. So if you guys haven't joined the Facebook group, please jump in there, join the Facebook group, and we're going to be putting a lot of information out there. And if you have questions, if you have comments, if you have great deals that you want to share with us, please put it in the Facebook group. Okay, Mark, what's going on? Hi, David. After you went on vacation, I went to Florida for a week. Weather was cool. Good to see you out there traveling. Let's see. And Jeremy loves Florida. Let's see, Maine, what's going on? That guy. Hi, everyone. Okay. Okay, so Dimitri, welcome to the group, the Facebook group. Let's see, I'm not getting an Apple card either. Right now, I have 5 cards, 2 travel, 3 cashback. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday, Mark, about who's getting it, who's not. I think there were about 2 or 3 people that said they were getting it. I think David said he was getting it, but now he's not going to get it. So maybe there's like only 2 people now out of the group yesterday that said that they were going to get the card. I personally won't be getting it. Let's see, David. I matched with the beautiful woman today on Tinder. I was having a good conversation. She's for some reason thought I was Dave Ramsey. What? Changed her life recently. Got her out of debt. All right, good for that. Tinder match. Okay, I lost my place again. I gotta go back. They need to fix this thing, this whole chat thing, because it keeps pushing me all the way to the bottom here. All right. Enough of my problems. Let's see. Reckless Weekend. Come on, Community 19 watching. Yeah, guys, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Trying to get to 50 likes tonight. That would be great. Let's see. Like plus dislike equals publicity. All right, Braveheart, TEC. It's a combination of fear and ignorance and ego soup. Yeah, and I think a lot of it has to do with people have to look, especially if it's your friends, they have to look at themselves. Like, if you're traveling a lot, then they start looking at themselves. Because I think most of us like the thought of being able to travel, right? The whole jet set or travel the world and I don't know, like James Bond or whatever. Maybe that's corny, but just traveling the world, right? Like a lot of people want to do that. They want to be able to travel. And they might have things that they feel is holding them back. Like I said, they might have family and they think, oh, I can't travel with the family. Or they might not want to travel with their family. Or they might think, oh, I don't have the money to travel. Or I don't have the time to travel. I can't get the time off work, which we all get vacation. Most of us, you have a job. If you own your own business, you might feel like I can't leave because I have to have the business, keep the business going and all that. So I think it makes them look at themselves, like a lot of your friends, when you're traveling all the time, or even if you travel once or twice a year, every time you go out and travel, it makes them think about themselves. And that might have been what happened with my buddy. I'm out in another country. They want to play cards. And I said, hey, yeah, no, I'm out in Colombia. Well, he might have started thinking, because he doesn't travel. He might have started thinking, oh, wow, how is he traveling? I can't travel. And so, that kind of brings up just some animosity. And so he lashes out in that way by saying, oh, well, Colombia this and Colombia that. And that, just ignorant stuff. Okay, Rican, please put down the caffeine. What are you doing, Rican? 14 likes, yeah. Okay, yeah, but please, I want to get up to that 50 likes each stream if possible. So please hit the like button. If you come in, hit the like button. And if you're new, please subscribe to the channel. All right, let me move this down here. And the other topic I wanted to talk about today too, we're going to talk about in a second. And it's just Airbnb. And we were kind of talking a little bit about Airbnb yesterday. And I just saw an article on the Points Guy that was just talking about Airbnb. So I just want to go over that as well. So that guy, saying the 737 MAX, yeah, that's one plane that I don't feel comfortable flying on right now. So, yeah. But, I mean, we have to think, like, aviation history, like, aviation technology at this point, it's pretty good. Like, you very rarely see a plane go down. And I can't leave my house and go to work and not see a car accident. I mean, you see them all the time. Now, granted, the possibilities of surviving a car crash is a lot better than the possibilities of surviving an airplane crash. I totally get that. But you just don't see that many airplanes, knock on wood, going down, which is good. And even if they have emergencies and stuff like that, in a lot of situations, are able to get those planes back down on the ground. They're even able to land them on water, which still to this day is amazing to me. That flight Sully. I think it was Sully. The flight where he landed that plane in the water in the river, yeah, in New York. That was amazing to me. So, okay, Jeremy. Let's see. Mark and I go to Pittsburgh or Petersburg and Orlando. Oh, or Mark, I go to say okay. I'm glad that Spirit Airlines lover. No, you're not glad that Walker hasn't been in. Actually, Walker was in. I want to say he was in yesterday. I remember seeing him. Maybe it wasn't yesterday. But yeah, he likes Spirit. And if it works, who am I to judge? Get there, right? My whole thing is getting to the destination. I'm not that picky, but I just don't want. My whole thing with Spirit Airline, and like Walker opened me up to the fact that Spirit Airline in the front they have larger seats. Not on all their planes, but some of their planes they have like kind of like a business class seat. But my issue with Spirit is the upcharging, like the different fees and stuff like that. I don't want to have to deal with that. I want to be able to just pay, even if I'm paying more, I want to just be able to pay whatever the fee is, not the fee, pay whatever the price of the ticket is, know that I'm getting a free check bag if I'm getting that, or getting a check bag if I'm getting that. Being able to bring a carry-on and a personal item, not just a personal item, which I have an issue with that. So, yeah, that's what happened with my buddy. Like he had his personal item and he had his luggage, his carry-on luggage, and then he had an extra, a luggage that he needed to check. So now he's paying all this extra money, which is just ridiculous. Who can fly with just like a backpacker, like a personal item? I don't get it. Like, I don't know. All right. WoW Air is better than Spirit. I flew with them a few times, so that's Altered Illusions. What's going on, Altered? Maine. I once saw a round trip ticket from Tel Aviv, to New York for $315. Crazy. Wow. Was that on WoW Air? TECFI. I'm in pilot training, so we're gonna have to go to Jamaica when I get done. You're in pilot training, Braveheart? Come on. Well, you know what's funny? When I was in college, one of the craziest guys in college, like I went to UNLV, so I went to college in Las Vegas, and this guy, this was my first year, and I wasn't I went to community college and then I transferred, so I was like I came in as a sophomore because I still had 3 years to go. So this guy came in, and we were a little older. I took a couple years off after high school. So crazy. This guy was the craziest guy, but he had a pilot's license, and he was always wanting me to get up in the plane with. Like he wanted me to get in the plane with him when he would fly wherever. I'm like, there is no way in the world. I know you. There's no way in the world I'd ever get in a plane with you. That's just not gonna happen. No, that's not gonna happen. Yeah. That's just the craziest thing. Because you just see, you know a person, right? Like, I don't know, just me, and I know pilots come in all different personalities, right? But my idea of a good pilot is a person who's like serious, like really, really down to business, not joking all the time and doing it. Like I saw, I don't know where this was on, but they did a prank. Like this pilot did a prank with his buddy, and they were in a plane. They flew up. It was a little small plane, and they flew up in the air. And then he faked like he was having a heart attack, and like just went out like that while they're in the air, right? Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I don't want to be with that pilot. And the guy that was in school with me, he was like that. He was like a prankster and all that. There's no way in the world I'd ever do that. And he was even telling me, yeah, we can get up so high, and then I'll let you just take control of the wheel. And oh, come on, man, are you crazy? No. All right, let's see. Braveheart lives in Florida, and Reckless Rican Frontier garbage. Yeah, I've never flown on Frontier either. That's another airline I haven't flown on. One of my friends from high school, she's actually a flight attendant at Frontier. She likes it, but yeah, I've never flown on Frontier. But these smaller airlines, they do a lot of like these small little or short flights. Like I think Frontier will take us to from Southern California, take you to Las Vegas. You can catch flights there. So those quick little flights, I don't mind. Like I would even fly Spirit on a short flight like that. As long as they're not like gouging me with these extra fees and everything, I would fly because it's 45 minutes from Southern Cal to Las Vegas. By the time you get up in the air and they take off the the seatbelt sign, they're getting ready to land like in 20 minutes. By the time you get up, they give you your well, Spirit's not going to give you that, but they'll give you your refreshment and your snack. By the time they get that out, and then you're putting your trash in the, they're coming by with the trash can. They're on their way down, so it's not long at all. Let's see. Frontier is horrible. What's going on, 7? I like travel solo and just meet up with friends for a few days or just dinner. Yeah, that's another thing too that I noticed this last trip to Colombia. I traveled solo. Like technically, I went on my own, but I had people that were going to be out there, and I knew they were going to be out there because as a part of the travel group they were going, so I already knew they were going, and so we just met up when we were there. So I was able to still have my own personal time where I could do whatever I wanted whenever I wanted, but then we would meet up for certain things, and that worked out really well because it's the same thing. You're traveling solo, but you still have people that you can go hang out with it and things like that. And now this is my 4th trip to Colombia, so now I have friends that live in Colombia, so that's another whole wrinkle. So now I can just fly out there and hang out, and I have friends that are there, so that's another thing too. Okay, let's see. Travel solo exclusively, absolute freedom. So that's Lionel saying that. Yeah, it does. You do feel. I was apprehensive about doing it the first time, and that was my trip to Paris. That was the first time, and then after that, like I've been fine with it, and I prefer to do it. And one of the big things with me too is the photography. I just want to have that flexibility to be able to say, hey, I want to go at midnight. Well, not midnight. I'm getting crazy, but I want to go like for sunset and take pictures, or I want to go, or like if I'm going with people, like-minded people who like taking pictures with me, like a buddy that I travel a lot with. We like going and take pictures, and so I remember we went to Aruba last year, and we got up at 3 in the morning, and in Aruba's small. It's a small little island, so we rented a car and we took that car out 3 in the morning. We're driving out, pitch black. When we go out to there's a fort there. It's an old fort, but it's in ruins now. But we went there in the daytime, and I'm like, oh, this would be the perfect shot at night under the stars. This is gonna be the amazing shot. This is gonna be an award winner. And so I went out and I actually want to get the picture now that I'm talking about. Hold on one second. Okay, I got to describe it first, and then I'll show it to you guys. So we're in Aruba. We go to these, and we went to the ruins in the daytime. And I'm like, this would be an amazing shot at night. It's right on the beach, so there's not much light. Like if you take pictures of like stars at night, you can't have a lot of light pollution, so you can't have a lot of lights around because you're not able to pick up the stars. And so I was telling my buddy, I was like, this is gonna be an amazing shot, like at night, but we got to do it like early in the morning. And so we get up 3 in the morning, we're riding through. It doesn't take very long. It took us probably about 20 minutes to get there. So we come around. There's nobody there, and we're riding on the beach in our car. And we come around and we stop right there, and it's kind of creepy. Like it's pitch black. all we had were flashlights, and so you couldn't really see much. You could see where the flashlights were, but that was it, and there was just like no one around. It was one of those deals. And so we get in there. I'm on the outside. I'm taking pictures, and I'm telling my buddy, because he's on the inside taking pictures. And I'm telling my buddy, hey, because you can do, like with photography, you can do like light painting. So basically, if I have a flashlight and I have my camera, I can take a picture, and it like a long exposure. So let's say it's a 30-second exposure. So that means that the sensor is exposed for 30 seconds, and it will capture everything, all the light and everything. Now, if nothing's moving, then it's going to capture. It will capture all the light coming in. So like the moonlight, all that will capture everything, so you can get a better shot. And plus, you can start pulling in some of the stars. Usually, I think this one was probably about 15-second exposure, between 8 and 15 seconds, because you don't want the stars to start, we're rotating, so you don't want the stars to start showing these streaks, kind of like looking like a comma. So anyway, I'm telling you guys way too much. But anyway, so we're there, and he's on the inside. I'm saying, hey, do the light, light paint, like just kind of shine the light on the inside. So that's what he's doing. And so I got this shot, and I was really happy with it. And so, yeah, that's the ruin, the ruins, the sign, or this, I think it's like an old mine or something like that. But this is in Aruba. This is at 3 in the morning, but you can see the sun. It's right there. The sun is going to be rising over here, so that's where that light's coming from. And then you see the clouds over on this side. They're kind of streaking because they're moving, and the exposure was so long that it was allowing them to move. I think is there dust on there? Yeah, it's dusty. It's dusty. Let me clean this off a little bit. But yeah, so that's the shot I got, and with that shot, I entered it in a competition, in WPPI's competition. It's like an international photography competition, and I got I didn't win like first, second, third, but then you have, how can I say this? So you have silver and gold. Okay, those are the two places, and then from silver and gold they pick first, second, and third. So you can have like 20 pictures that are considered silver, 20 pictures that are considered gold, and then from that they pick the top 3, that kind of stuff. So I was able to get recognition. So this is an award winner. I just didn't win first place with it. But yeah, so stuff like that. I wouldn't be able to do that if I'm traveling with I mean, I guess I could travel with family, but then I'm getting up at 3 in the morning. I'm going out taking pictures. They're probably not going to want to go with you because they have no real need. They don't want to go out there and be out there in the cold while you're taking pictures. And then if I get up at 3 in the morning, like me and my buddy get up at 3 in the morning, yeah, we're going to be tired around 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. So we might want to take a nap or do something like that. So just stuff like that. Now, would I do that solo? No, I wouldn't go at 3 in the morning out solo in Aruba and taking pictures. No, I wouldn't do that. Even though Aruba is relatively safe, I still probably wouldn't do it. It's a bad idea. I mean, so there's that. But I'm just saying you have that freedom to kind of do what you want when you want. Okay, the rest of the time I do whatever I want, like sleep until noon, wake up at 4 a.m. Okay, Jeremy. All right, let's skip a little bit down here. TC, love to travel alone. Yeah, so David likes to travel alone as well. You can pick up women easier. Yeah, and you have reasons. Like I'm finding that, and just ask a lot of questions, and you can meet so many people. Seriously, because especially when you're in other countries. I don't know if it's, and I don't want to say all the other countries, but like and I know I keep going back to Colombia because that's where a lot of my experience comes from, but like you go to Colombia, you just ask people questions and they're just an open book. They start talking to you and asking you things and this and that. Oh, so you're traveling on vacation? Yeah, I'm on vacation. Oh, who'd you go with? Or who'd you come with? Oh, I came by myself. And then that kind of strikes up even more where people are like, oh, really? Like, well, you should go see this. You should go see that. You should go see this. I've even had people say, hey, we'll go with you. You can come with us and that kind of stuff. Like, it's crazy. What happens when when people find out that you're there on your own, because they also want you to experience it, like if it's their country, they want you to experience their country and see the different things, and they think, oh well, maybe they don't know that they can go here or go there, maybe they're not comfortable going here or there. So yeah, they will they'll go, they'll ask you to go with them and stuff like that. Okay, 7, also like, let's see, local foods, but friends prefer fine dining. Yeah, and that's another thing too. 7 brought up a good point. So like some people, and I like to try a variety of different things. And let's say you have friends that they only want to eat at like fine dining, like they want to do the fine dining restaurants. They don't want to do the street vendors and all that kind of stuff. And then you have to figure out, okay, what are we going to eat? Are we going to eat this? Are we going to eat that? And you have a bunch of people involved. And what do you want to eat for dinner? What do you want to eat for dinner? And that kind of stuff. You can just go wherever you want. If it's McDonald's, it's McDonald's. Who cares? Like, you can do what you want. So I like that. Okay, Nika. Let's see. Was in Iceland from Friday to Monday. I just brought a backpack, so I didn't pay bag fees. Wow, it was cool. Airbus A321. I think legroom was good. So A321, that's a decent plane. Let's see, HD chillin'. Wow, air great. For Iceland, love Iceland, but too many fees with Wow. Mark Jeremy. Facebook group and wasn't accepted. No, you were accepted, man. I accepted you. I didn't accept you last night, and I apologize for that because it was user error. It was my fault. So I looked on there, and I said this a little earlier, or when I first came on tonight, but I was looking on there, and it wasn't showing me that anyone. It didn't show me that anyone joined, and so, and David made a comment to me saying, "Hey, yeah, you might want to check to see if people join and accept them." And I told him, well, it didn't look like anybody joined, and I was sad about it. I was sad because I'm like, wow, I put it out there yesterday, and people were telling me, yeah, I'll join, I'm gonna join, or I joined, and all that stuff, and there was nobody. And I was thinking, what are they messing with me or what? So yeah, I was a little sad about that. But then I have 2 profiles. Like I have my regular Facebook profile, and then I have the Travel Explore Click profile. I needed to be on the Travel Explore Click profile in order to see who joined and who didn't. And I thought, for whatever reason, I thought it was all tied in together, since it knows, or it should know. Let me see, it's not opening up. Since it should know that I am the owner of Travel Explore Click group, but for whatever reason it didn't do that. So, but I did accept you yesterday, or this morning. I'm sorry, earlier today. Okay, so you should be in, Maine. So check it out when you get a chance. You should be in. If you're not, then go ahead and request it again, and I'll join you, or I'll add you. Okay. Let's see. Nika, you got to tell us about your trip. I know you said a little yesterday, but anything exciting happen? Did you meet the man of your life? Anything like that? Let's see. Adrian Osprey. Yeah, I dropped all the way to the bottom, so I'm trying to find my place again. Let's see. Okay, I didn't know my Facebook password. Okay, so I'll post a link again, Nika, so you can check it out. It's Travel Explore Click group, and you can find it in the search, or you can just hit the link and it should take you there. Okay, and like I said, in the group, basically what I want to do is just have a place for all of us to talk about it, talk about travel 24/7, basically, because now the way we have it set up now is I do the live stream and then we're on a chat, and then once the chat is gone, or once the live stream is done, then the chat's still there, but you gotta have to go through it and search it. It's a pain in the butt, so it's a lot easier if it's on Facebook and we can correspond back and forth and give info that way. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Airbnb. David's favorite topic. We had a little discussion yesterday about Airbnb versus hotels, and it's funny because yesterday the Points guy had an article that was just talking, and I'll pull it up right now so you guys can see it. But it was talking about Airbnb sales second only to Marriott for vacation travel in 2018. So they're not counting business travel. They're just talking about vacation travel. And business travel is a big part of hotels. I mean, let's face it, they cater to the business professionals, right? You have the conference rooms, and some of the larger hotels will have the big conference centers, and you have conventions and stuff that are there, and so it's really a big business for them. It's probably their biggest business, hotels. It's their biggest business is probably not the vacations, unless it's like a resort kind of that's specifically targeting vacationers. So interesting article, and let me post a link so you guys can check that out as well, but I'll go over it really quick. It's a real short article here. But so they have that little graph here, and basically they're just saying that Airbnbs, they're now on the rise. They've just surpassed Hilton, and the leader is Marriott. Hyatt's not even on here. They're not big enough. They're just not. They don't have a big enough footprint. But yeah, they're not on here. HomeAway, I'm not familiar with HomeAway. And then IHG, so I'm familiar with IHG. So that's kind of the layout as far as vacation stays. And so Airbnbs, and like David and I had a discussion, or on the chat, we were kind of discussing back and forth when it comes to hotels and Airbnbs. I agree with a lot of what David was saying. I mean, actually, everything he was saying, yeah, there are concerns when it comes to staying in an Airbnb, but there's certain things that I really like about Airbnbs that I think give them more of an advantage for a person who travels a lot or wants to stay for a long period of time. The washer dryer is just, it's huge. For me, it's huge. And if you want to stay, especially if you want to stay somewhere, and I haven't done this yet, but go and stay somewhere for a month, that is the ideal situation. Airbnb, because you can wash your clothes, and usually you're not paying as much to stay at Airbnb as you're paying to stay in a hotel. So that's where I think it's really strong. And then in certain areas, you can really, like in Colombia, places where the cost of living is really not as expensive as, like, for example, I can stay in Colombia, I can stay in a hotel, and it's probably going to be around, I'm talking a Hilton or a Marriott. It's probably going to be about $89 to $100 a night, and that's pretty much any night, right? And that price usually it stays the same. Like, you never see a Hilton hotel in Colombia, and I'm just saying Colombia because of my last trip. When I was looking online, Colombia, I never saw anything in the 50s or in the 40s. But Airbnbs, yeah, you can get them for $29. The one I stayed in Medellin was $29 a night. So you can get that price way down. And if you have that washer dryer and you have your own apartment space, and if you guys have some time, and I will post a link at the end of the video, but if you have some time, check out the video that I put out this earlier today about the Airbnb in Medellin. I mean, that place, it wasn't huge. It wasn't a real big place, but it had everything that I would need. and I could easily be there for a month. And you had guys. The funny thing about it is, I think I think one person bought a bunch of these apartments, and because when I go on Airbnb, there's probably 6 or 7 apartments, different apartments, and it's all the same host or whatever. So someone bought a bunch of these, and they're just renting them out as Airbnbs. And so it's not they're not large, but they have everything you need. You have your little kitchen, you have your little sitting area, you have your bathroom and your bedroom, and then you have a beautiful view of Medellin. So better than a hotel, definitely better than a hotel as far as the way it looks and the amenities that you have. Now, yes, you do need to go out, you need to buy stuff to fill up your fridge and all that stuff, but you have everything there. And you have a lot of people that are living there that are doing like long-term rentals. And so I met, and most of them were Americans. Americans. One guy I met, he was from Canada. Everybody that I talked to there, like that I saw, they all spoke English. And it's kind of weird. It's funny when I was on the elevator with this guy, and I couldn't tell. And with me, like being black in Colombia, a lot of times people don't know if you're Colombian because you have a lot of black Colombians. So they don't know if you're Colombian or if you're American. So I'm in the elevator, and we're in the elevator together, and we go up, and we don't say anything. We're not saying anything to each other, but we go up, and we're on the same floor, right? So he gets out, and I get out, and he just turned and like spoke English to me. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? Perfect English. Like I knew he was from America. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm out here doing this, doing that. And so it was just weird, but it's always that kind of that awkward thing. Do they speak English? You don't know if to kind of go at them with English or with the little Spanish that I do know. So yeah, it was kind of a weird situation. But then after that, then I found out everybody that I was running into was speaking English in the building. And then I ran into, then I started talking to some of the other guys. They're like, yeah, the whole building, all English speakers, American, Canadians, from all over. So it was crazy. So yeah, this article, interesting. It just shows you that Airbnb is, they're formidable. Let's just say that. They're a formidable competitor with the hotels. And they even said that they have this Hotel Tonight. They acquired that brand. And so now they're in the hotel game as well with that. And you're starting to see businesses that are being created with either using Airbnb or kind of the Airbnb model. Life Afar is one in Colombia that they're doing right now, where and you guys could check out his channel. It's he has a YouTube channel. It's Life Afar. Go on there and you can see his stuff. And they do the same thing. What they do is they buy these old apartment complexes, and they gut them out, and they revamp them basically, and make them all nice. And one thing, like Americans, and you'll see, like when you check the video out that I put out on Colombia or on Medellin, the Airbnb, you'll see like Americans, we like things that we're familiar with, right? So if I'm an American and I'm looking at staying in a place, and I'm already kind of used to the Colombian style, so but we have certain things that we look for that's like, okay, yeah, this is familiar to me. So the bathroom, like the bathroom looks like a bathroom in a hotel, or a bathroom that I would have at my house, that kind of thing. Or like one thing with Colombia, and I mentioned this in the video, is the refrigerators small. Like the refrigerators are small generally. You don't see the big refrigerators that we have, like the double door refrigerators. You don't see those at all, unless you're in like a real big house. But if you're in an apartment, you're not going to see that style. Even the stovetop and all that, the burners. Usually, you're not going to see like the big what is it? Arrange, whatever. Yeah, arrange. You don't see those. You very rarely see those. So what Life Afar is doing is they try to make it look as American as possible, right? So they try to make, so they'll get a larger refrigerator, just so it looks like it would look if you were in the U.S. And that I know that works for a lot of Americans, because I know when I first started looking at different places to stay when I was in Colombia, or when I go to Colombia, I look for stuff like that. Like, wow, this fridge looks weird. It's just all small and this is that. I don't know. I guess I'm being picky, but that's kind of the way this Life Afar, they really design these properties really well. And that's what they do. So they don't use Airbnb. They're their own Airbnb, but they have all these properties now, and they get investors involved, and then they just book people. People, book these hotels, or not hotels, these apartments, and they look really good, like really well designed. All right, so Airbnb is. I just wanted to kind of go over that article. I posted a link so you guys can check it out if you want to get more details. And it looks like they're going to have a public offering by the end of the year, I think. So they have the IPO up here. So I think it's by the end of this year that they're going to go public, which will be a whole new thing for them as well. But I don't know. I'm pretty much sold. Like I still want to stay in hotels. Okay, don't get me wrong. I still like my Hyatt, my Hyatts. I want to stay at Hyatt properties whenever possible. But if I know I'm going to be going for a long time, I say a long time, 9-10 days, then I start looking at, hey, you know what? Maybe it makes more sense to do an Airbnb. I don't have to bring as many clothes, and I can wash the clothes while I'm there, and not have to worry about that. Or if I'm traveling with friends, I do like doing Airbnbs because I can have my own room, they can have their own room, and we're not on top of each other. One of the things about being in a hotel room, if it's 2-3 of you guys, you're on top of each other. By day 6, 7, you just feel there's no privacy at all. So I like the fact that if you have an Airbnb, you're staying in an apartment, you can have your own room. I can go in there, I can shut the door, and have my own time, right? And you might meet someone, you want to have a little bit of privacy. You can't have that in a hotel. So that's another reason why I think Airbnbs are good for if you're traveling with other people. And if I've been to a city before, usually the first time I go to a city, I do want to stay in a hotel. And the main reason, David brought this up yesterday, is security. Like, I want to have that security. I want to know, like, okay, usually the major hotels are going to be in a relatively nice area. They're not going to be in a bad area, as well as they're going to make sure that security around that hotel is top notch, because they have a lot to lose if God forbid, there's a homicide right in front of their building, right? So they take the extra precautions. But after being there once, maybe even twice, I know the area. I start to get to know the area, and I can think, okay, well, you know what? Yeah, I was staying at a hotel right here, but this is right down the street, and it was fine the last time I was there. I didn't see any problems or anything like that. The Airbnb's right there. Hey, I should try that. Or you want to go to a different part of the city where you didn't stay, and you can't stay because, like, for example, in Laureles in Colombia, there are no major hotels there. You don't have a Hyatt, or if you don't have a Hyatt for sure, but you don't have a Hilton, you don't have a Marriott property at all in Laureles. Laureles is a smaller town. They don't have that. So they have hotels, but they're small little mom and pop hotel chains. And I'm really not comfortable staying there. I would stay Airbnb all day over one of those. So that's another reason why I look at Airbnbs, because if there are no major hotels there, then yeah, I'd rather go with the Airbnb. Okay, let's move down a little bit here. So I don't know what you guys think about the article, but I thought it was pretty interesting. And being that we talked about it in the last live stream, I thought I'd just bring it up just to kind of show you. And I mean, that's big. Like Airbnb, as far as vacation or for vacations, Airbnb is now above all of the other hotel chains with the exception of Marriott. So, yeah. And then it says, okay, so yeah, they're showing you the period 2016 when Marriott acquired, and then you see like, okay, so when Marriott acquired Starwood, they were above them, but they were just above them at that point. Well, actually, they were a lot above them. They were this far, but you see how they took that real big spike. Marriott did when they took that acquisition there, because now they have more hotels and they're making more revenue and everything, and they just really bumped up their sales. Okay, so let's go ahead and move back to the chat and let's see if there's anything else. If you guys have questions, comments, go ahead and put them in the chat now. Facebook group, please join the Facebook group, because the more the merrier, the more the better. Let's see. Oh, I think I lost the, let's see. Okay, I can't find it now. Where is that link? I think the link is still in there. But yeah, join the Facebook group. I was going to post another link, but I am now off the channel, or off the Facebook group. Let's see here. And they even put up a new little cover page. Let me know what you guys think about the cover page. I was working on that earlier today. So let me know what you guys think. But I'm going to use that one for the Facebook group, as well as I put it on the YouTube banner up there. So we're going to use it for both those. So yeah, let me know what you think. All right. Let's see. Braveheart Facebook group. Do it. Tay International. Let's see. 30,000 deaths every year due to car crashes in the U.S. Wow. That is a lot, Tay. That is a lot. So yeah, and that kind of goes to what I was saying as far as airplanes, and you know, people do fear airplanes like crazy, but most people will get in a car and drive to work or drive wherever. Let's see. Thanks, Tay, for that info. All right, Braveheart. I may post a few videos on my brother and I flying across Florida. Yeah, do that. I'd love to see that. Post it on, so you can post it on the Facebook group. Yeah, that's another thing too. Videos. If you do have a channel, a YouTube channel, just don't bombard the channel. But I know like Nika has a channel. You guys can feel free to post your, because it's a group. It's just going to be us, but feel free to post your videos on there, like a link to your video back to. What you should do is, what I've learned is when you put a video up, make it so it's not embedded, because Facebook's not going to embed it anyway, but making sure when you click it, it will take you to YouTube. That's actually the better way to do it. I'm just saying. It just makes it. If you notice, you're not going to get any. You're not going to. If you have a monetized video on YouTube, you won't get the monetization if it's on Facebook and they click the link and it stays on Facebook. So make sure you have it redirect to YouTube, so they'll show the commercial. They won't show the commercial if you do it like on. I learned this the hard way, but if you do it on like a WhatsApp group, WhatsApp's a part of Facebook, so I don't know exactly how Facebook does it, but I've already taken it off so it doesn't embed it. But if it does embed it, you don't get any, there are no commercials or anything that show up, so you don't get any royalties. All right. Yeah, but Braveheart, do that. Put the videos on there. I'd love to see that. Reckless, let's see. You got worried about the famous 737 MAX. Puerto Rico will fly 1950 Cessna planes. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, if everyone likes the video, I will. 80,000 sugar-related deaths every year. So that guy's talking about 180,000 sugar-related deaths every year. I'd rather fly. I agree. What's going on, Pry? I haven't seen you in a while. Let's see. I can't remember if they are more profitable than Southwest and Delta. Are we talking about Wow Air? Well, they're not more profitable anymore. You guys must be talking about something else. Okay. Alec Crawford, you have been accepted. Alec, welcome to the group. Neek, welcome to the group. Hope I'm saying your name right. Neek, Nicole. Okay. Maine, yeah, let's see. TLC New York round trip ticket from Wow Air. Yeah, I still, it's just crazy to me that about the whole how people can't get their money, or Wow is not refunding the money. That's just crazy to me. Yeah. I'm not sure about Spirit Airlines, but with some budget airlines, they have lots of delays and can cancel a flight at any time. The best budget airlines for me is Asia Air. Okay, that's 7 saying that. Altered Illusions. Hey, I traveled with a 30-liter backpack for 2.5 months. Wow, that's good, Altered Illusion. But you had some place to wash your clothes, right? You have to. What is that? Was that the Osprey backpack? I think you were talking about it later. Yeah, Osprey is a backpack I used. Yeah, that's really good. I have that Amazon. It's kind of like an Osprey, but it's a low budget one. I believe that one's a 40-liter though, and I can pack that. I can pack it just like a carry-on, even more than than I can pack in a carry-on. But I think it's heavy though. That's a heavy bag when you pack it full. Let's see. The budget option for anything in life is never worth it. No, it is sometimes, David. Budget option is sometimes worth it. Let's see. But the cheap option, budget and cheap they're different to me, because you can do something on a budget, but it'd be worth it. But if you like try to go too cheap, then yeah, it costs more money in the long run. And that goes for, especially when it goes for like products and stuff like that. You buy a cheap product instead of getting a product that costs more, but that's better. Yeah, usually you end up having to buy the cheap product. It breaks, and then you have to buy the more expensive one because you don't want to go back to the cheap one, right? It broke. So let's see. Osprey makes good stuff. They do make good stuff. Actually, I'm telling you that Amazon bag is a good bag, and it is a budget bag. But the quality is good. And one thing I like about Amazon, and you have to look at this, Amazon has the best research and development, okay? Because they have all the products. They have people selling all these products, right? They have access to all the comments, the 4-star, 5-star, all that information. They have all that research. And so and that's one of the main reasons why they put out these different products, because what do? They look at Osprey and they say, oh, you know what? These bags are selling like crazy. And what do people like about these bags? Well, let's see. And they get in there and they see, okay, they like this, they like that, they like this, they like that. We're going to make our own bag, and we're going to have this, and we're going to have that, we're going to have this, we're going to have that, and then we're going to release it. And so that's what Amazon does. And that's why, like, when I buy the Amazon Basic, the brand, their brand, in most situations, I'm happy with the product because they have all that research and development. When they put that bag out, it's a good bag. And they cut the Osprey in half. Like, it's like $50. I don't even know what the Osprey is, over $100, but this bag is $50, and it's a good bag. And even the design is similar to the Osprey. So, okay, budget black card, definitely not worth it, David. Yeah, let's see. What's good, David? Trend from Columbia Advisory. What's up, Adrian? Yeah. Let's see here. So the Columbia Advisory, that's the group that I'm talking about, the travel group. So check out This Is Ace Live. Check his YouTube channel out. Hit him up if you want to join the group. And it's a good place, I'm telling you. It's a good place to get in there and talk travel. We talk a lot about Columbia. Obviously, it's a Columbia Advisory group. So if you are interested in going to Colombia and you want to hear even more about Colombia than I talk about Colombia, then get in that group and you can get a lot of information from a lot of people that have a lot of different experiences in Colombia. All right, Adrian, we need those photography lessons, man. Yes, I'll be doing it. Hopefully you can come in August to that flower festival, Adrian. If you can, even if you can't, next year I'm going back to Carnival in Barranquilla, and we're gonna do some photography stuff. So we'll set that all up, and that goes for everybody here too. Like if you guys are interested in going to Colombia, August there's a big flower festival, and I'm gonna be setting up kind of like I'm gonna be setting up like a photography like workshop, and you guys saw some of the pictures. I posted some of the pictures I took in Barranquilla for Carnival. Well, the flower festival is very similar. It's a big parade. And for those of you that don't know, like Colombia is one of the biggest, their biggest export is, one of their biggest exports is, well, one is coffee and then the other is flowers. Okay. It's not what you guys think, what you guys hear on TV and all the, Narcos and all that stuff. That's not their biggest export. Their biggest export is coffee and flowers. So like roses and things like that, they ship them from Colombia all the way out to the U.S. So because of that, they have this flower festival every year, and it's a big parade. It's like a 9-day event, and so I'll be going this year in August. It's August 2nd through 11th, and people are just out there having a good time. And Colombians know how to party. They know how to party, and they party all night long to like 4 in the morning. Then they get up the next morning and they go to the parade and then they party all night long. And it's just crazy because there's no uniformity to the parties. Like you have block parties here, then you'll have like a restaurant that'll just pull some chairs out and put them out in the front of the street and then turn the music up loud, and there's a party there, and then there's just parties everywhere. It's insane. Okay, but I will be doing a photography workshop kind of group thing where we'll all just be out there taking pictures, and I'll show you guys the stuff that I know when it comes to photography. So if you are interested and you want more details, Facebook group is going to be a perfect opportunity for you to jump in there and get more, like as I post things, because I'll be posting things just to let you know what my plans are and everything with the trip. But then more information just about, hey, what should I bring as far as camera, whatever. So I'll be putting more stuff in the Facebook group, but definitely if you're interested, you should consider joining us. Okay, Nika, I travel solo domestically, but I brought my dog with me to keep me company. Okay, yeah, I guess that's still solo travel, but bringing your dog, that would be cool. Let's see. Okay. You are who you hang out with. That's David saying that. Yeah, there's some truth to that. Nika, you brought your dog. Nice. And let's see. Adrian, David, I'm only on Instagram. Okay. But you're in the group though, Adrian, so you'll be getting info from me from there. But yeah, just yeah, well, we can talk later. But you only have Instagram, no Facebook, huh? Thought everybody had a Facebook. Let's see. Okay. So Nika said she took your dog to Vegas, but then you drove to the Grand Canyon in Seattle. That's a lot of driving. Wow. Seattle's the best place to visit in the summer. Let's see. That's a nice trip. Okay, let's move down here. Okay. Really, Hotels Tonight is one of my favorite apps. Yeah, I've never used Hotels Tonight. I'll have to check that out. 17 likes, 23 in the chat. Yeah, guys, please hit the like button if you are in here and you haven't done so already. If you hit the like button, don't hit it again because then you will unlike. So if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. Let's see if we can get it up to 50 in this live stream. Let's see. Let's move on down here. That guy, unless you get a great deal, you have the plan, action, keep book. Governments are threatening to clamp down on Airbnbs because no regulation rentals. Yeah, and that's another thing. Lionel brought up a good point here. So governments are threatening to clamp down on Airbnbs because of no regulation on rentals and not paying same taxes as hotels. So they are. Yeah, I think they even talked about that in the article. I kind of skipped over that, but they are talking. Governments are trying to either regulate them or get rid of them. I think New York is the one that was in the article that they were talking about. They're working on that. So, I mean, it's been around even before Airbnb. Airbnb kind of just really opened it up, but you've always had vacation rentals that people have had, and they've been renting out and stuff like that. And I understand some of the frustration, especially if let's say you have a condo and you bought a condo, you live in that condo, and then you have above you someone that has an Airbnb and they rent it out, and you have different people coming in and out every week or so. And some people are, it's not their place, so they're just going to party, have a good time all night and stuff like that. So I get it. I totally get that. And I try to be respectful anytime I go and stay in the Airbnb, just understanding that, yeah, I'm here, but I'm not going to try to make a lot of, have a big party and all that kind of stuff because I understand there are people that are living there. It's the same thing as a hotel. I mean, I still want to respect people. Because not everybody wants to party when you party and all that good stuff. Let's see. Mark, California is awesome in general. My favorite was Santa Monica and San Diego. So that's Jeremy saying that. Yeah, California is a wonderful place. I was born and raised in California, still here. Let's see, David. Yeah, if you only have cash flow, Airbnb is not a long-term lease. It's a terrible idea. Okay. Yeah, and I think that long term like Airbnb, and you're saying terrible if you only cash flow with Airbnb. So you're talking about a person who owns Airbnb. I don't know if that's what you're saying, David. But like a long term lease. Yeah, I don't know if I quite understand what you were saying there. Let's see. Some hotels rooms in Brazil and Argentina can be bought and rented out as an Airbnb. That's crazy. Let's see. California is the best to visit, not so much to live there. Yeah. It's not bad living in California, but the cost of living is very expensive, and so that people have issues with that. But I mean, it's a beautiful place. You have beaches all over the place, so that's a good thing. Let's see. San Diego's cool all year round, and the weather's not bad either, so it's worth it. Like, people complain. It's funny because I have a lot of friends, actually not a lot of friends, but mostly coworkers, because the friends I grew up with, we all been living here forever. But I have several coworkers that complain about California, up and down, California this, California that, California this. But they live here, and I mean, it does cost a lot to live here, but you make a lot of money too, so it does kind of even out. So, all right. I never stayed at any Hyatt properties. That's David. You should try one. You'd probably like it. They're not bad. They're clean. Starboard was always my favorite. They allow dogs. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. Now that you mention that, I don't know if Hyatt allows dogs. I don't know. I really like this whole dog thing. Like, I remember when they started allowing dogs in hotels in Vegas. I thought that was just the weirdest thing. Like you're walking through, and you know how Vegas has. I think I was in the Paris, walking through the Paris, and they have like an area where they have all the restaurants and everything. And I'm walking through, and there's a dog, like a lady. You know, she has a dog on a leash, and I'm like, what is this dog doing? And it's not like a what do they call the dog? Like an assisting. What do they call? I can't remember what they call those dogs, but it wasn't a dog that was like assisting someone who was blind or a comfort dog. But those kind. It wasn't like a dog like that. It was just a dog with a lady with a dog. Just the weirdest thing, and it was by the restaurants too, which I was like, huh. And you know how like the restaurants are set up where everything is fake. Like, you know, you have it's supposed to look like it's outside, but you're not outside. So you have all the seating on the outside, and you have the rail, and she's just walking her dog through. I don't know. It was weird to me. I like dogs, don't get me wrong, but it's just kind of weird. And then you start thinking of like, what if my room is right next to a person? I think it's like one floor is like the dog floor or something like that. But I don't want to have a dog barking late at night or something like that, and I'm trying to sleep. That would bother me. Okay, let's see. I like Conrad hotels. I've never stayed at Conrad Hotel. I don't think. No, I've never stayed at Conrad Hotel. Let's see. Goodbye, all. All right, David. Take care. Have a good one. 3-hour drive ahead of you in the morning. Ew, that's gonna be tough. Let's see. Put it on autopilot, and Braveheart said. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's coming from a pilot, right? Our future pilot. Okay, TEC, I like the cover photo. Thank you, Jeremy, I appreciate it. Travel Explore Colombia still available. I might get that name. That guy. Travel Explore Colombia. Yeah. Let's see. Cover page looks great. Thank you. I appreciate it. That guy. Nice tip about uploading the videos. Yeah, so just and I don't know if you upload it from something, if you just put it on Facebook, you're putting it on Facebook, but if it's coming from YouTube, you want to make sure you disable the embedding. That way it will redirect you to, and I know I shouldn't, I mean, you got to look at it this way. Facebook looks at it like this. They want to keep you on their site. YouTube wants you to go to YouTube, right? So they're fighting back and forth because Facebook makes money on ads. YouTube makes money on ads. So YouTube or Facebook is going to make money if you stay on their platform. So they're going to try to keep you there. So if there's a link there, they're going to try to keep it to where you just watch the link inside of Facebook, so you can still see the different ads they have on each side of their layout and all that. So YouTube is the same way. YouTube wants to pull you away, and they want to keep you on YouTube. So they don't like playing nice with each other. So what I do is make it so you can't embed it on Facebook. So when you click it, it's going to automatically redirect you and put you into YouTube. Okay, Mark, take care, David. Today I had 2 tabs open watching you and Ace. I saw Ace went on live. I got the little notification. I was like, oh man, I can't watch it. And he was talking about his 10,000 subscribers. So he finally reached 10,000. So good for him. And like I said, I'm always willing to promote people, and Ace is a real good guy. So if you have some time, watch some videos, especially if you're interested about Colombia. He has some really great videos on his channel. So this is Ace Live. So check that out. And he just reached 10,000 subscribers. So he's doing really well with his channel. I think he's only had the channel for like a year and a half or so. So he's doing really well. Okay. Let's keep going here. Eduardo, what's going on? Hey, your favorite travel channel. I love these group chats. I have been to Colombia, Medellin, Cartagena, and you are right. It's a great country. All right, Eduardo, my new favorite best friend. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Medellin, Cartagena. Yeah, Colombia's great. It's a great place. Okay, everybody, go check out the new post in the Facebook group. I had a lot of fun with my rental car this week. All right, yeah. So if you guys have not gotten into the group yet, please do so. I'll post a link again. I'm really going to promote the heck out of this group because I want everybody to get involved in the group. I just think it would be a great thing for all of us, just to help us out on our travels. So there's the link for the group. So please check it out. Nika Hotels tonight. Use code. Okay, put this in the Facebook group. And 26 back. Nika, put this in the Facebook group because once this chat is over, people aren't going to find it. Okay. Let's see. Main called emotional support. Okay, Lionel David, this is a pretty awesome ride. Nice car for the drive. Okay, so he's talking about the rental car. I'm back. Okay. All right, so I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. The main thing is, yeah, I want to really make this group big. So I looked I just wanted to see what was going on as far as like travel, credit card groups on Facebook. And I found a few, and I haven't joined the groups or anything like that, but I want to make it really a good place for us to talk about travel, talk about travel credit cards, talk about different trips, different places that we've been. So pretty much everything that my channel on YouTube is about, I want to also talk about that in the Facebook group. So I really want to push for getting more and more people in there. And then, like I said, in the future, my plans, photography workshops, in different destinations, so I can keep you guys all posted about that if you're interested in taking pictures. And it's not like, what I don't want people to think is, oh, I need to get expensive gear and all this stuff in order to go take pictures, because it's not about that. The better the gear you have, the easier it will be for you. I will say that. And the reason why I say it'll be easier is because, let's say you have a DSLR, or you have a mirrorless camera, and you have a long lens, a 70 to 200 lens, which will allow me to zoom in close and take some really good shots. So it's easier, right? I don't have to get up real close to people. I can be back off in the distance and take those pictures. I can also, with the higher end camera, I can take more pictures at one time. So let's say someone is dancing and they're coming to the screen. I take pictures. I can take like 10 shots with my camera that I have now, or I can take 10 shots in a second. So that's a lot of pictures, right? So you might have your phone, or you might have a little point and shoot, so you're not going to be able to take 10 shots, but you might be able to get 2 good shots, right? And like it's funny, like when you see sporting events, Olympics, all that kind of stuff, you have all these photographers, right, they're working for Sports Illustrated and all these different magazines and news outlets. And that's what they do. They pretty much, they sit there and they're not trying to get the perfect shot. They're just spraying, right? And then they pick 1 or 2 shots from 10 frames that they shot in that second. So that's what they do a lot. And that's why they have all those frames. Because so you can just sit there and just and take all those shots. So that's all I'm saying. It does make it a little easier if you have better gear, but you don't need better gear. You can use your phone. You can use an iPhone, as long as you know. And I'll show you guys different tips and stuff like that. But as long as you're able to get the person to acknowledge, like see you and all that kind of stuff, and it can work for you. And then you know the lighting. You know, okay, I should be probably taking pictures of this side, but not this side, because this side's in direct sunlight, but this side's in shade. That kind of stuff. You want to take pictures of people in shade. You don't want to take pictures of people in direct sunlight, because it is not flattering especially if you're taking a picture of a woman. Don't do it in direct sunlight if that sunlight is right over their head. Like if it's noon to like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, don't do it. It's just not going to look right. It's going to be a bad shot. It's going to be really harsh light. They're going to have these big raccoon eyes here. And as well as they're going to have different shadows coming around, coming down on their face. It's not going to look good. It's not a flattering look. Now, you take that same time of day, but you're taking a picture of someone in the shade, then you're going to have a better shot. You might need to use a flash, believe it or not, because they're in shade. You might want to pop flash at them just to kind of fill in some of the some of that shaded area, but you'll have a better overall shot. So just different things like that to think about. And when I first started out taking pictures, man, I was bad. So learning these things will help you out, because yeah, I was not a good, yeah. I was messing up a lot of shots. I didn't understand. Okay, Jimmy Fallon recorded his show with his Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. Yeah, you can do it. You have the right lighting conditions, you can do it. You can definitely do it. The camera that I'm using now for shooting these videos, it's what is it? The camera alone, I think, is like $500. With the lens, I think it's $600, which is not a lot of money for a camera. It really isn't. Like, it's not. It's a Panasonic G7. That's what I use. Quality's good. I'm shooting 1080p now only because it's a live stream, but I can shoot in 4K. It gets the job done. But I have lights. I have lights here too. I have a mic. So you can do these little things to really enhance everything, but you don't need to spend a lot of money. And I can take this little camera, the same camera, I could take it out to Carnival or take it out to the Flower Festival and take some really good shots with it, because it will allow me to do that. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to do that. Reckless Weekend, you're asking about the M50. The M50 is a good camera. It's unfortunate though that they released their new little mirrorless system, the EOS R and the EOS RP. So now they've crippled the M50, because now I don't think they're going to be making any new lenses or anything like that. You're probably going to have to get an adapter in order to get some of the legacy glass, the older lenses that they already have out. So that's unfortunate, but the camera's a good camera, and especially for video, it's very good. All right, Braveheart, take care. Okay. So we've pretty much talked about the stuff that I want to talk about. Do you guys have anything you guys want to talk about? Just put it in the chat now. Any other topics? I think, what was the other thing someone brought up and I can't remember what it was. I said I was going to talk about it, but I can't remember what it is. Please, you guys are in here right now. We have about 23 people. Please hit the like button. We'll stay on a little bit longer because I want to remember what that was, and we'll talk about it. But hit the like button if you can, so we can get more people in here. And join the Facebook group by hitting the link. I'll put the link in here so we can all see the link here. So Facebook group, join in on the Facebook group so we can talk. Live stream topic. What was the topic though? There was something that we were going to talk about. I can't remember what it was. Oh, that lion card. Okay. And now I don't know much about it. I don't know anything about it. Actually, I just saw the picture. But I will pull up I'll give people who haven't joined the Facebook group a peek at what's in the Facebook group. Let's see. Where was that card? You guys are funny where you're... All right, let me open this up and show people, because this is funny to me. You guys are showing pictures of me. So here's the new little cover page thing that I put out here. So let me know what you think about it. I don't know. I spent some time. I had to cut her out in Photoshop, of course. I had to cut her out of the picture, and then put this picture in behind. So it took me a little time. Believe it or not, that took like 3 hours. 3 hours to do this whole thing. So yeah, it takes some time. Photoshop it takes time to do that. It's not it's not easy. And it's only because I had to cut it out. So I had to cut her all completely out. So that's what it took. But what I'm laughing about is, okay, I don't know what this is. Oh, is this you flying? Wow. How do I open this up? Okay. Well, let me, it's probably echoing. Okay. Where is that? Is Braveheart still on there? Or I think he took off. Yeah, that's that plane might be a little too small for me to want to be comfortable in there. That's pretty cool though. So that's got to be like Miami or Florida or somewhere. Nice. See, you got to join the Facebook group so you guys can get all this great content. That's, oh, is that Fort Lauderdale? Jeremy's saying? Oh, here's another shot here. Wow. And for those of you who don't know, I've been to Miami once, but if you go to Cartagena, most people that go to Cartagena, they tell me that it reminds them of Miami. So kind of like the tall buildings right next to the water. It's kind of that same feel, same look. So another plug for Colombia, of course. Find me. Yeah, that's cool, Braveheart. Now, are you flying right now, or are you just doing the video? That's cool. Are you one of those guys flying with the banner in the back? That's crazy how the propellers look on video. They look like they're bending because they can't go because it's probably like 60 frames a second. It's not fast enough to catch everything. That's crazy. Now, what is this all about? You guys are all right, and we're live. I appreciate that. So you guys watch me on TV? Usually I just watch things on my phone. Oh god. Okay, so here's another live stream. That's a nice TV, by the way. Who's that? David. That's a nice TV. Is your hotel room, or is that at home? All right, let's get down to this card. Okay, here's a card here. All right, Jeremy, what can you tell us about this card? Like, it's just expensive? Or is this just a regular? So it's a black card then? Okay. And they're saying it's $750. So I've only seen one American Express black card in my life. One of my well, he didn't work full time. He has his own business, but he was working part time, kind of like as a reserve. And he has a business, and he has one of the black cards. And so he was showing me, and I'm like, wow, this card is nice. And I mean, it's nice looking, but I don't know about the benefits. Like, well, the earn possibility wasn't really that good with the card from what he was telling me. But you have more you get these different perks that you can't get with any other card, where you can shut down a store and that kind of stuff, do a shopping spree on your own, all that. But yeah, it's pretty impressive. And just knowing that it's like the most sought after card, I guess you could say, and you have to be invited into the club and all that. That's pretty interesting. And then he was also telling me, God, I can't remember how much he told me he was paying. I want to say it was like $2,500 a year or something like that, maybe even more every year that he had to pay, like the annual fee. So yeah, but he has his own business. He uses it for business purposes. That's a tax write-off. So that's how he works that out. Okay, so Jeremy, if you're still in the room, I think you are. Anything special about this card? Oh, they make the credit cards for you. Oh, I see. So this is a knockoff of the black cards. So if it's a knockoff, you can't use it, right? It's just novelty then. It's just to show people. Oh, okay. So Credit Shift, we talked about it last week. Let's see here. Michael, I agree, but it's a cool looking card. Yes, you can use it. So they make the black card, but it's not an actual black card. It's just like your numbers on another card. Like let's say I had the Chase Sapphire Reserve and they revamp that card. I don't know. You send them the card and they transfer your chip. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's interesting. So it's not an actual black card. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't pay $750 just to make my card look like a black card so I can go out and yeah, okay. That's interesting though. They have a business that does that. Like who would think of that? I don't know. I actually have a question for you guys. What do you think about cards? Do you think 10 years down the road that we're not going to have these cards anymore and they're just going to be everything's going to be on the phone? Or do you think we'll always have like or we'll always be using an actual credit card? Do you think it'll come a time where we're using our phones for everything and we no longer we might have the card but we no longer use the card on a day-to-day basis. We just use our phone for everything. What do you guys think about that? Because I don't know. I'm thinking they're doing a lot of pushing for these apps, right? This is Google Pay, and Apple Pay, Apple Card, Samsung Pay. So they're doing a lot of this. So I'm thinking they want to obviously they want to push people onto the apps as opposed to using the actual card. And I think with these different credit card readers and the card readers, I think the technology is there now where you don't even have to swipe it or anything like that. So I would just be interested to know what you guys think. Do you think we're going to get to a point where people aren't going to even use the cards anymore? Let's see. Fake it till you make it. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. You're faking it till you make it. Get a black card if you don't have a black card, right? It turns into a plastic card into a metal card, and you can customize it. Still use it, but not recommended to put in the ATM. Like handle a metal card or metal platinum over to pay for stuff. It's a conversation sometimes, yeah. And some people like metal cards. Like, and I'm one of them. I like having metal cards. I just like the feel of them and everything. Braveheart, I have one. I can see the offering option to not have a card, but not sure they completely do away with the cards. Yeah, and Michael, you're probably right there. I don't think they would completely do away with the card because I would personally still want to have a card. What if your phone dies or what have you? Yeah, you go you go to a restaurant and you're eating your meal and you're halfway in and your phone dies. Yep, I can't pay for a meal. Sorry, it's all on my phone. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't think they'll do away with it completely, but I do think that they are pushing. You have Apple pushing. You have Google that's putting stuff out there. Samsung, they have their own thing. So I think eventually we're going to get to a point, maybe kind of like back in the day when, and I'm old enough to remember the days when you didn't have a debit card. Like you weren't going to the ATM to get money out. Well, first you weren't going to ATM to get the money out, and then you weren't able, back in the day, you weren't able to use your ATM card in a store. You didn't have like the credit card, the Visa logo and all that. You didn't have that on there. So you couldn't use it like that. So now we're in an age where we use our credit cards for everything, or I use my credit card for everything now, but most people are in the mindset where you're using your debit card for pretty much all your purchases, and you're not getting cash. Like most people, I think the majority of people now use a lot less cash than they did back in the day. Whereas back in the day, like it was cash everything. But now you use your debit card. Okay, Jeremy, I'll show you that link here. So that's the link to this card that he was talking about and that we saw on Facebook. And this is the Facebook group, guys. So if you have not done so, please join in on the conversation. I'll post another thing here. Let's see, Altered Illusions. You can make your own Apple style card if you want. Okay, that's interesting. But Apple just released their card. You got to get that one, right? Yeah. All right, let's see. Anything else here? let's get off that. And I think we went through everything that I wanted to talk about tonight. Anything else that you guys are interested in discussing? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we don't have anything else in the chat, and I think I'm going to go ahead and take off for tonight. I appreciate everybody stopping by, and like I said, we can continue this conversation in the Facebook group. So if you have any other things that you want to talk about, any questions or anything like that, go ahead, join the group. I will accept you if you haven't been accepted already. We'll jump in there, and we can talk about whatever. And if you miss any of my videos, I will be posting them in the Facebook group as well. So you guys will have access to that as well. So let's see, check Facebook group. Night, guys. Okay, Braveheart, take care. Nice flying. I want to see some more flying. I want to see you actually flying though. I want to see you behind the wheel, or the wheel. It's not a wheel, right? I don't know what you call that thing. But I want to see you behind that and then have video of you flying. And then maybe one day when I'm out there in Florida on my way to Colombia, I'll get a flight. I'll take a flight with you. Okay, so yeah, join the Facebook group. Thank you guys all for stopping by. I really appreciate it. We're really starting to get a lot of viewers, and I'm loving that. Tomorrow I'll be on again, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be talking about photography. I haven't decided what I'm going to talk about for the show. So tomorrow morning I will put out. If you guys watching, I don't even know how they promote this. So I always put out the thumbnail, and I don't know how it's promoted, but I will put it on the Facebook group. So I'll put whatever the topic is going to be on there. Now that brings me to something else I wanted to talk about as well. In the Facebook group, give me input on everything when it comes to the live streams, videos that I put out, topics that I talk about. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have new ideas and things like that, hey, you should do a video on this, you should do a video on that, put it in the Facebook group. It's easier for me to find stuff on the Facebook group than in the chat. Like, people will put stuff in the chat, oh yeah, you should do this, you should do that. It's a lot easier on the Facebook group because I can always revert back to, okay, yeah, what video should I put out? And you guys answer what video I should put out, and then I can easily go back there and say, okay, yeah, Braveheart said this, or Lionel said this, that kind of stuff. So feel free to do that. And yeah, so I haven't going back. So I haven't come up with a topic for tomorrow yet. But once I do, I'll put it in the Facebook group so you guys will know, and then we'll talk about that. But 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we'll be back on here. Okay, so good night, everybody. Thank you again for stopping by. Have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye.